Hello, friends. Welcome. My name is Attorney Elaine Antonio Bordeaux. I'm an artist, and I'm also the president of the Dr. Jose Rizal Legacy International Foundation. It's an artist foundation based in the United States. What we do is we promote Philippine arts, culture, and history. And I'm very, very excited today po to all the friends of Dr. Jose Rizal Legacy International Foundation. I'm very excited because we're going to interview a very, very special artist, Filipina American artist from Colorado Springs. I'm just getting her online. She's just joining us, but she is she's based in Colorado Springs, and I happened to see her work for the first time at the Filipino American History Month in Colorado Springs last October. She was not there. I was mesmerized by her work. And I said, next time that we are going to do an exhibition, we are definitely going to include her. So she's going to be one of our featured artists. Okay, I think she's in right now. Um, can you show your video, Roselle?
Hello.
Hi,
Hi, how are you? Can you see me?
no, not yet. I think your video is still off. You can turn.
Okay, let's see. There you go.
Wow, thank you so much. We're actually getting recorded now.
Oh,
So,
thank you for having me.
yeah, so I saw Roselle's work for the first time at the Filipino American History Month last October 2024 in Denver. I was one also participating artist. Her works were there. Oh, I love her work. And I didn't even know that you're from Colorado Springs.
Oh.
You know? So napaka-hidden. She's a hidden gem of Colorado Springs. So, but her works are beautiful. In fact, itong aking background right now is one of Roselle's works. So we're gonna talk about that. But I want to introduce Roselle first. Okay. Roselle Dumlao is a Filipino American artist based in the United States. Born in the Philippines, her passion for art began in childhood, inspired by the vibrant colors of nature and her cultural heritage. For 36 years, she dedicated herself to a career in nursing, finding beauty in the human experience. In 2020, she embarked on a transformative artistic journey, exploring the expressive power of palette knife painting. Her work, characterized by bold textures, we're going to see it later, but rich layers, captures the essence of landscapes, flowers, and natural wonders. Blending her Filipino roots with the inspiration she draws from her life in Colorado. Welcome, Roselle Dumlao. Kamusta po kayo?
Oh, doing great. Thank you. Yeah, I'm Roselle. And whatever she said, that's me. Plus more.
Plus
So,
more, yeah. It's
yeah.
been what? It's been since 2020 when you started this journey. So it's been 24 years.
Yeah, actually 2020 I kind of started doing just basic stuff, and then 2021 and is when I really started just doing it almost every day. And so
Mm,
doing it every day, I learned a lot of stuff. I started going to first. I started going to the library, and there's some women that were teaching it. And
mm,
then the instructor said, "Hey, I think you can do this." And I said, "Okay, I should try." So I did. But when I was younger, I just love a lot of colors. I'm not afraid of colors, the boldness of the vibrancy of the colors, and how it reacts to a lot of the environment. I always loved painting my house in different colors, inside the rooms and stuff. And also, when I have younger children, I painted their rooms just to
mm,
start with. But also, when I was in college, I started painting because everything that I see outside, there's just beauty in everything. I mean, if you look for it, you will find it. And so, for me, when I feel that beauty, I just want to express it. So the way I express it is through paintings and you know, doing a lot of creative arts. Like I also did jewelry before, and I sold them to my fellow nurses. And you know, after like 5 minutes before we start our shift, it's like it's all sold. So you know, that's how I feel about life. It's just there's a lot of beauty in it, and if you can express it, you should express it.
So
So
you're really very creative. So even when you were, in your career as a nurse pa, talagang you create. You really find time to incorporate creating.
I
And
just love
then
it.
you just love it. So that's
Just love it.
amazing because not everybody is not afraid of colors. Like for me as a sculptor, mostly it's just color bronze and very. So I honestly I'm not very confident with colors. So when I saw your work, like, wow, this is amazing. She's very bold. She's not afraid of colors, you
Yes.
know. Now, and I wanna show some of your works, and then we can
Mhm.
go over it, and then talk about how you created this, what materials, what medium. So I actually prepared a PowerPoint presentation. So Roselle created so many beautiful art pieces, but I picked five only because we don't have a lot of time. And, and with your permission,
Sure.
we're gonna share it to everyone. Ayan. Okay, so before we start talking about these pieces, actually, this piece is my favorite one. Okay, before we start talking about this, I want to say that Mrs. Roselle Dumlao is one of our featured artists at the February 14 gala of Dr. Jose Rizal Legacy International Foundation happening in Colorado Springs. So it's a fundraising gala to build the pedestal of the Dr. Jose Rizal Monument. So she's very generous to allow us to show her work. And so, we want to introduce you to our community with this recording. Now, Miss Roselle, if I can call
Uh-huh.
you that, Roselle.
Uh-huh.
So I guess we start with this one because this is my favorite. Okay. Do you
Okay.
have a name for this?
Oh, water lilies at the
Well,
botanical gardens.
oh, where? In Denver?
Yes, but I added, you know, more trees because actually at the botanical gardens, they had a lot of buildings in the background, and you know, I like the trees more than the buildings.
Mm,
So, and actually, there's, yeah, I just took some part of it and took out some of the ones that I didn't like.
hold on. Let me just, okay, show this. So see, this is so beautiful. The complexities, the so many different elements that you put in here. Uh, is this an oil painting or acrylic or what?
This is
What?
acrylic painting. I think for me, it's easier to work with the acrylic painting. I mean, yeah, with acrylics because it dries faster and I can use a lot of those paint,
Mhm.
kind of layer them and texture them. So that's why I use the acrylic.
Wow. And then you know how very smart I think it is like you even added like some black here. I can see some black and
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then some blue in the different types of blue that you have. And
Mm-hmm.
of course I can't see any building but just the sky and I like how the light is reflecting on the water here.
Mm-hmm.
So how big is this piece?
That painting is actually 3 feet by 4 feet.
Oh, that's pretty big. That's pretty big. Is
It's
this
a
still
big painting.
available?
No, that one is already bought by my friend. I mean, the first time she saw it, she already said, "You're not selling this to anyone. I'm bringing this home. I'm buying it." You know, right after, you know, we're done with our study. And then I said, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's gonna go into this room in my house because she just bought a new house, so it's gone."
Well, I can see why. And later on, we're going to ask you, how, your contact information for people if they want to reach out to you if for a commission,
Okay.
we're going to ask you later your information. Now, another one that I like is, let me see here. Okay. This one.
Yeah,
What is
that
the
one.
name of this? What is the title of this painting? What is your inspiration? What was your inspiration in making this?
So this one, I was just looking at the magazines, and I was looking at the colors and how vivid and how colorful they are. It just brings a lot of energy. But the sky and the clouds, I did that myself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called Flower Fields.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, again, my friend bought that. I mean, she bought a lot of my paintings right after I painted them. She's just like, oh my gosh. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's buying all my paintings. So anyway, that the inspiration, okay. So the flowers, the inspirations I get from the flowers and from the beauty that I see around me, I
Mm-hmm.
add a little bit more colors to it because to me, life sometimes you feel like it's just a regular, normal routine. But if you add a little bit of vibrant colors into it, it kind of enlivens and, brings life to the picture. And paintings, you can always do whatever you want with your paintings. Don't be afraid of the colors because that's what life is all about. If you see something different, the colors that are in it, just let it out. Just like a
Mm-hmm.
person's life, let out your beauty, show it. That's how I see it. And that's why when I see it and when people see it, they feel it inside. I think that's what my friend sees it when I paint. She would say, "Oh my
Mm-hmm.
gosh, it's so colorful. I just love it. It makes them happy because
Mm-hmm.
the colors are coming out."
Mm-hmm.
So
Definitely.
yeah.
Wow. This is beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, this is another one of the flowers.
Hmm.
And I can see that on top, there's this concentration of yellow flowers, and then there's this purple flowers, and then
Hmm.
a bunch of pink flowers. What was your
Hmm.
inspiration on this?
Okay, inspirations on that. Uh, you know, Sometimes when you walk down, just like, have you been to Crested Butte? Crested Butte is so beautiful.
Uh-huh. I heard about it.
Like in July, it's in Colorado. It's about 6 hours away.
Mm-hmm.
So in July, they have so many beautiful flowers, different color flowers. And if you're just walking, I think one time we had a hike of like 8 to 9 hours up in the mountains. It's like, oh my gosh, the flowers are so beautiful. And you see the concentration of flowers, the big, long, higher, plants, taller plants. You can see
Mm-hmm.
the yellow flowers, and then, you know, there are layers of colors that you can see while you're climbing up.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the tall grasses that you can see. And I remember walking with my sister and, and Marshall and the dogs. It's like, oh my gosh, where are they? And, that's just how I see it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just took a portion of that and captured that and painted it.
Wow. Did you use mostly palette knife here or brush when you
So I usually just to start with, the way I do my painting, like most painters anyway, they do the layering. So the first coat and then the second coat would be brush, and then as you go on to do your background and then going forward, then I do a lot of the palette knife, and I use different kinds of palette knives.
Mm.
So yeah, and then just make it kind of thicker and thicker so
Mm-hmm.
that you can see the flower how they're shaped. So
Mm-hmm.
that's how I did that. And as you move a little bit farther, or in painting, there's really, to me, there's no right and wrong. It's how you see it. And
Mm-hmm.
it could be really anything. It's not very structured. That's why it's called creative art. It's how you see things. It's how you express yourself. That's how I see paintings that are more, you can see the definite sides of it. It's the expressions of the artist. While if
Mhm.
it's abstract, you can put colors into it, and there's no, sometimes to me, there's no rhyme and reason. It's how the other person who looks at it interprets your art
Introduce.
or
Yeah.
how they feel about it. But I
Mhm.
think for me, the flowers and the way I look at the world is how I express myself, and it's either people like it or they don't.
Definitely, definitely. Now, you see that there's a lot of things going on here. I see that there's a lot of things going on, but then I also see harmony, and I also see how, they're so balanced and so beautiful. Like, there's so many things going on, but then there's that beauty that's coming out. So, and then you can see here the little greens that are coming out, and
Mhm.
it's just beautiful. It is, and
Thank
then
you.
and it looks like the paint is thick, you know.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. Okay, then this one we talk about it. Now this one.
Yeah.
Tell us what inspired you to do this one and where was this one?
Okay, so my brother didn't tell me exactly where because they were just driving, going home. There's a lot of red rocks everywhere. Because I asked
Mhm.
him, where is that? And he said, I don't know. It's like one of the places we stopped by. But anyway, I think it could be New Mexico,
Mhm.
going to Arizona. But what inspired me on this painting, it's because of the colors. They're so
Mhm.
vibrant. The red, the lighter red on that picture. This is from a photograph. And so anyway, it's the lighter orange is the sun hitting that part of the mountain, of the red mountain. And so from there, there's a little bit of black shades, which are like the shades, you know, and going down dark rocks. And
Mhm.
I like the sky because of the clouds. Because the
Mhm.
clouds is not really, to me, every time I look at the clouds, I kind of study the clouds, how do they look like? Is it slanted? Is it just
Mhm.
straight? But actually, I think I remember one time when my son sent me a picture of his vacation in Hawaii. The clouds were like going up, going slanted. It's like because the earth is round. I guess that's what it
Mhm.
is. It just gives you that picture of like, wow, it's just so beautiful. So
Mhm.
I like that picture, the contrast, the combination, the orange and the lighter color and the whites and the blue and a little bit of the brown and yellow there. So it's so quiet and just peaceful in that area. Yeah, I like that feeling of having that peace.
Mhm. It's so alive.
Oh,
It's
thank
so
you.
real. It feels so real. It doesn't feel like it's a painting.
Oh,
Um,
thanks.
you know, I love this. I love this. And I see a lot of this in Colorado.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
I
so
still have that
wow.
painting, but I haven't framed it. So
Oh, how big is that painting?
I think that painting is about uh, probably 2 feet by 3 or a little bit smaller.
Mm, okay. Now, this one is my, if not top one, top two,
Oh,
competing with the water lilies.
oh, okay. Okay, so this one, we went to the U.S. Naval Academy where Marshall graduated. That was 2023. And so we were walking, and it's during springtime. There's trees there. It's actually, those are pink magnolias. They're
Mm,
beautiful. I've never seen a pink magnolia, but they have a lot of those at the U.S. Naval Academy. And so they were a little bit farther, close to the buildings. But then the ocean was there, and we saw a lot of sailboats. And I
mm.
said, "Oh my gosh, this would be a beautiful painting." So I'm gonna move the trees a little bit where I
Yeah.
can paint them all. And then the sailboats. I decided I'm gonna bring colors into it because the sailboats that they had were just blue and
Mm-hmm.
some gray. And I think those
Mm-hmm.
are the midshipmen just doing their sailing thing. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, because they're all the same. I'm like, I'm gonna change it. So, like I said, I love colors, so I just put colors on the sails.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's kind of choppy at that time because it was there's a lot of clouds. And so I said, okay, I'm just gonna do it that way. So that's how I
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah, definitely. It's beautiful. I thought it was how do you call that? The Japanese flowers. I forgot how you call it. At first I thought it was that.
The
This
cherry blossoms.
yeah, I thought it was cherry blossoms, the pink flowers.
Yeah. So
Very
the pink magnolias, they're really huge flowers. They're like as big as your hand.
mm. Yeah.
And
I
the
haven't
cherry
seen those.
blossoms are smaller.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, so what we see here is a lot of, textures and a lot of palette knife work. Now, what inspired you to use that or to make that as your medium? Or, can you explain what made you like doing that? Or is that something that you started with in the beginning?
The
You just kind of
texture.
developed it?
I think, okay, so when I started painting when I was in college, I was painting landscapes and then tried to have, draw a picture of a girl. But I was using oil. And I think with
Mhm.
the oil, you can't use as much oil because it's like, you get it from a toothpaste thing and it's small. But with the acrylic and the palette knife painting, you can do as much paint as you can.
Mhm.
And, you can just put a lot of texture into it. You can make it thicker. But I
Mm.
think with the oil, you probably could too. But for it's more expensive with the tube and stuff to make a very
Mhm.
because that painting is a 3x4.
Mm. Wow. Is
So
this still available?
yeah, that's still available.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, if you are interested in this painting is still available. What is the title of this painting?
Uh,
Boats?
Sailing at Annapolis.
Sailing at Annapolis. Beautiful. That's beautiful. Well, this is still available. So and then you just kind of got stuck with the palette knife and acrylic, and so that's you're comfortable with it.
Yes. Yeah, I could
Okay.
always change later on, but I'm comfortable with it and I just
Yeah.
love doing it and yep, just layer and layer.
Yep. Okay, now is there any specific artist or movement or personal experience that influence your work? Like maybe, is there any famous artist that you or artist that you like kind of, you know, is very
Mhm.
influential in your work?
I like Impressionism and I like Van Gogh. I
Mm-hmm.
like Monet.
Mm-hmm.
Um, those are the ones I really, really like because it doesn't, I know with the painting, for me, it doesn't have to be too detailed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It just has to have a lot of colors, a lot of expressions in it. And I just I just love the way they do all the colors together. I like the way they put it together. It's happy and kind of like alive. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, I don't like paintings that are so, sometimes you can see the artist is sad. Or,
Mm-hmm.
like before, I remember going to a museum and they had so many, I guess it's not just one artist, but they had a lot of artists. But a lot of the depiction of the story, you can tell the story by the painting. And
Mm-hmm.
the ones that they had were kind of like sad, and I don't want to feel sad. So to
Mm-hmm.
me, with the artists like Monet and Van Gogh, it's just like, the stories of people's lives, but it's presented in a nice, happy, maybe not happy, but happy because of the colors, but
Mm-hmm.
also it's a natural way of life, like women with the umbrella on a hill, and
Mhm.
a mother holding the child, or just pictures of how quiet and how peaceful it is in the country. To
Mhm.
me, just simple but beautiful, elegant.
Mhm.
It's the presentation of the best the best things in life. For me, that's how we should present ourselves, you know just to me as an artist.
Very well, very well. Well, they always say that the art is of course the reflection of the artist's mind, right?
That's true.
So when you see a piece of art that is just so complicated
Uh-huh. Yeah.
or very sad or very tragic, but these are all beautiful and vibrant. Now, I want to ask you about your creative process. So, when you're starting a piece of a painting, what type of an artist are you? When you start a project, do you finish it or do you have like multiple paintings going on at the same time? So, how do you start an art piece or a painting from beginning to end?
Okay, so beginning to end, first I would think first, what am I going to paint? I have to go look at photographs. I have to go outside. What do I want to paint? Or look at what I have in my phone, the photographs, and also go out and look outside. And even in the morning, sometimes I take pictures of sunrise, how beautiful the clouds are,
Mm,
red clouds. And I look at it first, and then I say in my mind, okay, this is what I want to do tomorrow. If I don't have anything targeted for tomorrow, that's not good, because then I can't start. So I have to pick one. What is
mm,
it that inspires me to do it at that time? And then I have to think it in my mind. And sometimes when I start, I say, okay, well, first layer, the second layer, and then I'm like, I don't know, but and then I turn on the music. I have the violin and the piano music, and
mm,
the inspirational, motivational music. And then I start that, just think in my mind, I can do it. And so
mhm,
sometimes when I don't, I have to move back and look at it. And I said, okay, I don't know. But before I start, I always say this will be extraordinary, a masterpiece. I have to tell that in my mind, because if I don't, nobody else will tell me, right? So I have to tell
That's so
myself,
true.
right? And I'm
Yep.
going to finish this. And sometimes I tell myself, I'm going to finish this in 4 hours, especially the big paintings. So as I do it, I have to move back and say, does it look good now? No. Okay. So this one, I got to do this, I got to do that, do this and do that. So by doing that, and then going through the motion and having the music in my mind, inspiring me, motivating me, and telling myself, I can do this, you can do a masterpiece, it'll be wonderful by the end of this thing. And so, if it turns out good the next day, I do touch up. And then, sometimes you can't do it in a day, because, the paint can, you know, you're just blur, whatever, if it's wet. And so, anyway, after that, I just finish it the next day, or the next day. But then if it doesn't turn out good and I don't like it, you can always erase it and change it
Mm,
again until you're satisfied with the work of art that I've done. And
mhm,
that's what's good about painting. You can always erase it and start all over again, but it's going to take you a lot of time.
mhm. Now, before you start a project, do you actually draw it first, or you go straight to the canvas and then draw it in the canvas, or what is the amount of preparation that you
Oh, good
do before
question.
you start?
No, I draw a little bit, but most of the time I just go straight for the colors.
Very nice.
I
Very
mean, I
nice.
wish I could. You probably, most artists, they draw it and stuff. To me, I'm like, I just do the palette knife and just do it,
Mhm.
do it, do it, do it. Yeah,
I also don't draw a lot. Maybe I
you
draw
don't.
some, but not
Uh-huh.
deep. But when it comes to like in the sculpture, when it comes to like the very like the nose and the ears, that's when I
Uh-huh.
start drawing.
Uh-huh.
But to start with, I just have to start.
Yes,
Or
that's true, right?
otherwise, yeah, or
Yeah,
it will not happen. So I just have to do
exactly.
it.
Yeah, see, I agree with you, because once you start, you gain
Mhm.
momentum. But if you don't start and you're thinking, I'm not sure, I don't know, the more the more you hold back, the more time is like, okay, when are you going to start? When are you going to start? But if you
Mm.
just start, you make a mistake, do it again, correct it.
Now, I
That's,
want to ask you this. Now, was because I know that your works are so happy and so vibrant. Are you the type of artist, or personally, do you make art when you don't, when you're sad or you're not in a great mood? Or do you only make art when, you feel good? So, so have you done works when you're just really sad or lonely? And how did it come out?
okay. So I only do arts when I'm happy, or even if I'm not happy, when I'm calm, when I'm peaceful, at peace. I don't want to do art when I'm sad. That's one of the things that I told myself when I was younger. I would never, I would always choose life, and that I would always choose to be happy, and that I will never be depressed. Because there was a time in my life I was depressed, but I told myself I will never be depressed because there's always so many things you can be grateful in life. And so when I paint pictures, I want the good feeling to stay with them, not the expression of my sadness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that they can, it's like a breath of fresh air, right? To me,
Mm-hmm.
it's like if you see something beautiful, you're like, oh my gosh, that's really good. I feel good. That's the feeling I would like to leave people. And also, I remember, when I was working, I would go drive to work, and I see this beautiful mountain, Pikes Peak, and the mountain, it just snowed, and then I go in the morning, and I go to work, and I tell the nurses, I said, hey, did you see the mountain today? And I said, yes. And what do you think? I said, the mountain is so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
God made beautiful things for us to see. So, we should look and say, thank you. It's so beautiful. It's the feeling that when you see something beautiful, it's like, wow, it feels good. That's the thing. That's why I don't do it. I don't do paintings when I'm lonely. There's no reason for people to feel your sadness. You can say that to people, but it's fleeting. It should go away. But the goodness and the beauty you should always feel it inside. So you can
Mm.
share the beauty with people.
That's wonderful. That's a wonderful message. It's very intentional. That
Thank you.
your work actually is an expression of the goodness, of the beauty of life. And that's wonderful. I always say that artists are actually, we have choices to make. And when we make art, uh we can either go, like for me, you can do bad or really sad works, or you can express positivity and goodness. In
Mhm.
my work also as an artist, I'd like to, to do work that will show courage, love, beauty. And I can totally understand, and I totally got your message. And I'm sure, when I saw it, when I saw the paintings, oh my God, I have to know this artist. This is amazing. Now, uh, what are the most challenging part for you when you were starting as an artist, when you finally realized back 20 years ago that, hey, this is what I want to do, and but in the process, did you encounter any challenges, and or any difficulties in this journey?
Yeah,
And
I
what
think
did
in the
you
beginning.
Mhm.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. And what did you do to overcome those challenges?
Okay, so in the beginning, it's even hard for me to have a vision of myself that I can do it, because it's something that, I mean, I've done the drawing with in the kids' rooms, but to really do it just for yourself,
Mhm.
it's hard to look at it, the vision of yourself doing it, because sometimes it's like you're thinking, I don't know, it's not looking the way I see it in my mind, but the only way you'll figure it out is when you keep doing it, because sometimes when I do the painting, it doesn't look like, oh my gosh, I don't know if it's even gonna turn to look like a tree or
Mhm.
something, because it's really not as easy as what I think it would be in my mind, because the
Mhm.
process is different. But I think if you keep continuing what you're doing, your mind will start to figure it out. And so what I tell myself, Roselle, your mind will calculate, just keep doing it. It will calculate in time. Just keep doing it. If you have it in your mind, you can see it in your mind. Just keep doing it and it'll start to form. Although the colors will just come together and it'll form and the way you see it. Just have that music and just keep doing it, keep encouraging yourself. It's not going to be perfect the way you see it or other people see it, but it's perfect for you. That's why I said, to me, the way the artist depicts himself and expresses himself, there's no right or wrong. The perfect, sometimes we're worried about people thinking about it, was probably not perfect. But to me, I think part of the growing up is that you have to love what you do. And the
Mhm.
journey is, they say, paint long enough, or I say paint long enough and you'll meet your other ideal self, right? But you can't meet the ideal self unless you keep painting. It's
Mhm.
a journey, it's exploration, self-discovery. So it's okay, so now when I see the artists, other people's work, that's who they are. There's no right and wrong. That's how they express themselves. And if they're sad, that's okay too. That's who they are too. Or if it's happy, and just like your painting, it's like I was amazed by how you do your painting. I mean, not your painting, but your sculpture,
Sure.
because that's, I haven't tried it and I don't know if it's me, but you can see it in your mind how it looks like, right? So
Mhm.
every artist is different, and I would encourage people to just keep doing what they're doing, and until you meet your ideal self.
So speaking of meeting your ideal self, we say that art is really a time with yourself. For me, I got to know myself better when I started making art about 7 years ago. And, just being alone, being quiet with yourself. Now, when you started, in your journey 20 years ago to now, what have you discovered? Now, so now after, making art and doing the self-reflections, what do you know now as Roselle that you
Hmm.
did not know about 20 years ago? Can you share that to us? What have you
Okay.
discovered about yourself through making art?
Oh, okay. So with art, I think, to me, what I discovered is that I think as you get older, you don't, how I don't need validation from anybody. It's just like, do what you need to do. Do it for yourself. Love yourself. Express yourself, the beauty of what you feel. But express yourself only the beauty. Don't express the bad self. Just what's good about you. That's what you should share, the goodness in you. And what you see in people, the goodness in people, the goodness in art. So
Mhm.
what I've learned is that just live the life that you enjoy, that you love. Don't worry about what people say. Just do it for yourself, because when are you going to discover what you have if you don't
Mhm.
do it? So don't be afraid. There's no perfection. You're perfect. We're all imperfectly perfect. So
Mhm.
yeah, just do it. And if somebody wants to learn how to do it, I mean, I can show them how to do it. It's who they are. It doesn't have to be the same as you, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Just be themselves, because you don't want to suppress that who they are.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
who you are is a compilation of all your experiences and what you discover about yourself. And I always say, human being is 100% human, and all the doors that we open, we should be able to open 100 doors. That makes us 100%. So don't be afraid to try something different, you know even if it's not, you think it's not perfect or not nice, just keep doing it, because it'll come out. Your brain will always calculate and do the right stuff.
Very, very positive message. Now, before we close, what do you think? Of course, we're going to show some of your pieces, and how many pieces are you going to show at the February 14 gala? I believe that's five.
Yeah, I could do three more.
Ooh, we want more.
Okay, I'll do
Yeah,
eight.
definitely, definitely. But can you invite everyone to attend the gala to see your work, Roselle?
Sure. So on February
February.
14th, the Roselle Gala, right?
Yeah.
So that'll be what time does it start?
It starts at 5 o'clock. Actually, there's a official art viewing at 5 o'clock to 6. Oh, no, no, no. I think that's 6 to 7 is the
Oh,
official art
6 to 7.
viewing. Mm-hmm. Because
Yes.
we want to give people time to actually look at the pieces and, experience it before the actual program starts.
Okay. Yes, I would love everybody to join the gala on the 14th to experience the artist expression of themselves, creativity, imagination, and share it with the people of Colorado Springs. I'm sure you will enjoy the artist rendition of themselves and how they do their arts and enjoy the evening. They'll be dancing and great food, great company.
Yeah, definitely. And the your pieces will also be for sale, and this will help
Yes,
us
that's
with the
right.
fundraising of the monument. And Roselle, we want to thank you for your generosity to our people, to our community, and we want to thank you for sharing your beautiful work. And I hope every year, you continue to show, and you continue to support our community. And I really, really, really wish that every year you show your work, your new pieces to us. Napaka-demanding, and I'm so
Oh,
demanding.
no, you're not.
But we're here, but we're here to support you as a Filipino talent, and we're so grateful of you. And I want to thank everybody for your time watching this. And please join us. Please support our Dr. Jose Rizal project in Colorado Springs. Our target installation is July. We have sponsorship opportunities as well as donation opportunities. And on February 14th, please see the works, The Art of Roselle Dumlao, and these pieces, not these pieces, but the pieces there are available for sale. Please support us and please the monument. That's all for tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Thank
Roselle.
you. Thank you so much. I appreciate this. Thank you. I
Thank you.
appreciate you.
We'll talk again. Bye
All right.
bye.
Thanks. Bye bye.